Namaste. Thank you for joining me for a Look Ma, No Hands, Hatha flow. We're going to begin standing today, and as the name implies, we're not going to be doing any postures where you will be putting any weight on your hands or your wrists. So enjoy giving those parts of you a break, and just meet me at the top of this mat in a comfortable standing position. We're actually going to widen our feet. You can either stand on the long edge of your mat or just widen it to the edges of the mat, maybe step off, whatever is the most comfortable, firm stance for you. Palms facing forward, allow the tailbone to lower towards the earth and the heart to lift. I invite you to close your eyes or just soften your gaze to the floor in front of you and take a deep inhale. Exhale it out through your nose, slow. We'll take 2 more of those. Full breaths in. Slow exhales through the nostrils if you're able. And then on your next breath in, inhale the arms wide to a T. Begin to blink open the eyes. Inhale, reach out long. Exhale, bring your right hand to your left knee, your left shin, whatever feels accessible, and then bring it back up. Exhale, left hand to left leg. Maybe widen your stance a little bit more. Inhaling, bringing it back up. Exhale, just gentle windshield or windmills. We'll get to windshield wipers later. Gently moving up and down, being mindful to not lock out the knees, pressing firmly into the mat with all 4 corners of the feet. Just gently tapping the side of your leg, beginning to bring a little movement to the body. Maybe you increase the speed. Inhaling up, exhaling down. Just a few more. Beginning to find a rhythm with the breath and the body. Unifying the inhale and a movement, the exhale and a movement. Body and mind working together. And even and out, come back to your what's now looks like a 5-pointed star. Turn the toes out, reach out with the fingertips. Inhale. Exhale to goddess, bending at the elbows and the knees, dropping the hips. Inhale back. Exhale through your mouth. Take an inhale, press down into the feet, reach out through the hands. Exhale to goddess. Inhale back up. Gently make your way back to the top of the mat if you're not already there, bringing the feet together. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead. We'll take modified sun salutations. Exhale, forward fold. Let the head hang heavy here. Maybe you bend the knees a bit to release the low back. Forward fold, let it all go. Inhale, roll the shoulders down the back as you lift your chest. Bring your hands to your shins. Remember, really light here, so we're not using any effort in the hands or the wrists. We're just gently placing them there. Looking straight down, this is your halfway lift. And then find cobra by opening the heart, looking up, bringing the chin forward, slight arch of the back. Exhale, forward fold. Bring the arms overhead so the fingertips point past the mat, and drop the ears between the elbows so your spine is straight. Press down to the feet. Inhale, see if you can lift up with a straight back. All the way up to stand, reaching up at the top. Exhale, release your hands to your side mountain pose. Inhale, sweep them up again. We'll take another round of that. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, straight spine. And then find a little cobra, just lifting the heart, lifting the gaze. Exhale, fold. This time send the arms back behind you. Drop the hips, weight in the heels. Inhale, come forward through chair. Press into your feet to lift yourself up to stand, reaching up. Exhale to mountain pose. Take a moment here, reconnecting your awareness with the breath with a big inhale and an open mouth exhale. Step the left foot to the back of the mat. We'll find just a gentle high lunge. So the left back heel is lifted here, squaring the hips towards the top of the mat and pulling that right hip gently back in space. Maybe you begin to feel that stretch in the front left hip flexor, building strength in the hips, the lower body holding you up. One more inhale. Exhale, release the hands to your side. Shift the weight forward onto the right foot and step back to your half chair, arms reaching back behind you. Inhale to stand. Exhale to mountain. Take a deep breath in. Exhale through open mouth. Then step the right foot back for a high lunge. Right heel lifted, sinking down a little bit into that left knee bent. Squaring the hips and the shoulders towards the top of the mat, hugging the belly in. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, release the hands down. Fingertips reaching towards the earth, shoulders away from the ears. Begin to reach the chest forward, fingertips back. Shift the weight to that left foot and step forward, finding your half chair, airplane arms. Drop the hips, sweep the arms forward. Inhale, up to chair, to stand, reaching up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, mountain pose. Take another breath, another moment here. And then firm your left foot into the mat. On an inhale, begin to lift that right knee up, finding one-legged mountain. That's what I call it anyway. You can call it whatever you want. Exhale, release that foot down. Just same thing on the other side. Switch weight to the right foot. Inhale the left knee up, parallel to the earth. So not too high. If you can't get it quite parallel, that's okay too. Feel free to use your block as a little kickstand, if that's helpful. If you have a wall nearby or a chair, totally acceptable and encouraged to use any props that you need. Exhale, release that foot down, move anything out of the way. And coming back to the left foot, shifting the weight to that left foot. Inhale, reach that right knee up. Maybe you bring the arms up overhead. Exhale, release. Step the right foot back about 6 inches or a foot, whatever feels comfortable. Inhale, swing the arms gently up forward. Shift the weight forward a little bit so you're just on your toes, a long reach, like you're reaching for something up on a shelf. Take an inhale, make yourself long, and then exhale, bring that right knee in towards your chest, hugging the elbows down, tucking in almost like a cat pose, hugging it in. Inhale to extend. Right toe reaches back to the mat, fingertips reach up. Exhale, curl it in. Only go as far as you need. Maybe you're holding onto the wall here, hugging in. Keep the back somewhat straight here. See if you can do this without moving the torso, just the knee up towards the elbows. One more extension. One more, hugging it in. And then release that right foot to the mat, arms up overhead. Exhale, release the hands to your side. When you're ready, we'll take the other side. Inhale, arms up, lift the left knee up. Exhale, shift forward and send that left toe about a foot or 6 inches, however far feels right for you to stay balanced and focused and in your breath. Left toes touch the earth, arms reaching forward, long and straight through the spine. Inhale, make yourself long, feel the side bodies lengthening. Exhale, hug it in, elbow to your knees, little crunch. Inhale to extend. Exhale, hug it in. And just take a few more rounds in your own breath timing. Wobbly or strong, using a prop or the wall or not, it's still yoga, it's still a practice. One more, crunching in, a gentle crunch. Inhale to extend, and then stand with the arms up overhead. Clasp the fingertips at the top, lengthen. Exhale, half moon stretch to the left. Pulling that right shoulder back, keeping the heart space open. Inhale to center. Exhale through open mouth. Firm through the feet, inhale, reach up. Exhale, tilt to the right. Left shoulder pulls back in space to keep some openness in the chest. Inhale back to center. Exhale, release the hands. Tuck the chin and the tailbone as if you could flatten your back against an imaginary wall, or feel free to step back towards a wall if you have one nearby. Deep breathing. Find a quiet moment to tune out any distractions, both those that come from off our mat and from within us. Feel your body in this posture, in this space, in this time. And take a little inventory on how those poses felt for you today. What was a challenge? What was a pleasure? What was just meh, okay, it didn't do anything? And not following those thoughts down any particular path, just being aware. Take one more big breath in. Exhale through open mouth. Lift the gaze, sweep the arms up. We'll take another half sun salutation at your own timing. Forward fold on the exhale. Inhaling halfway. Straight back, looking straight down. Then inhaling, looking up, opening the heart, pulling the shoulders away from each other. Exhale, fold. Inhale through chair. Exhale to stand. Releasing the hands down. We're going to make our way onto the floor. A few options here. You can just plop down any old way. Maybe if you're feeling like a little bit of a challenge, you have the strength to do so without falling back onto your hands. Maybe you go through chair all the way down to boat. Maybe you make your way down there in a different way. Eventually we're going to land in a wide-legged forward fold seated. So coming to the long edge of your mat or the top of your mat, widen the legs. And bring the fingertips in between. Roll the shoulders down the back. Lengthen through the spine, tuck the chin, inhale. And exhale. And exhale, begin to walk forward with the fingertips. Hinging at the hips, so we're keeping the back straight here. Nice and straight. Not curling forward just so we can bring our chest down. Keep that back straight, shoulders in their sockets. Big open chest. Inhale, look up. Exhale, now you can begin to release. Maybe lowering to the forearms or a block. Letting the head eventually release. So the crown of the head drops over the mat or your arms, finding a little weightlessness in the head. Let's take 3 to 5 rounds of deep inhales and slow exhales here. On your last exhale, breathe out through the mouth. Slowly roll up to sit. And bring the feet and the legs together. And take a forward fold, reaching up and forward. Again, hinging at the hips, bringing the belly first, then the heart, then the gaze, allowing the hands to land wherever they do. Roll the shoulders back, lift the heart, inhale. Exhale, melt forward. 3 rounds of breath here. Again, beginning to release everything towards the earth. And at the end of your time in this posture, however long you want to stay, but when you're done, use the inhale to slowly roll up to sit. Bring the soles of the feet together for bound angle pose. And we're going to turn this into a gentle little twist, if that feels okay. You can also sit in any comfortable position or stay in your forward fold. Any way that feels good. We're just going to take a little twist. So, relaxing through the shoulders, reaching the arms forward and up. Keeping the hips and the knees as they are, just turn the torso towards the right. Maybe you drop the hands down lightly, and they're not pressing in or pushing against anything. They're more just there for a little bit of grounding, support, help keep you lifted and long. Just another exhale here. We're going to inhale, come up through center, and twist to the other side. Maybe that left hand comes down behind you, right hand can gently rest on the left knee. And you might not be twisting very much at all, and that's okay. Maybe you find you need to extend the legs out a little bit more. Working on our mobility here. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead, just using the torso to lift. Exhale, fold over your legs, roll up to sit. Bring the soles of the feet back together, maybe clasping the hands around the feet if that feels okay for you. Inhale, lift. Exhale, drop the left shoulder down, release the right fingertips, and bring the right arm up overhead. Just another little twist variation. Exhaling, lowering, and switching. Right hand clasp the toes. Drop that right shoulder as you lift the left arm up. Exhale it down. Inhale to sit back up. Bring the knees together and lower the knees to one side. If it's okay to press your fingertips down into the mat, you can take windshield wipers back and forth. Otherwise, just spend a few breaths seated with your knees to one side, maybe gazing over the opposite shoulder. And then eventually switching sides, taking your time. Again, minding any wrist or hand movements that might not be helpful if you're avoiding weight on the hands today. Otherwise, windshield wipers might feel good. Eventually coming back to center, we're going to lower on down to our backs. And cross the right ankle over the left knee for supine figure 4. You can stay here and maybe drop the right knee, lift it up, little windshield wipers this way. Or you can lift the left leg up and thread the arms between and draw that left thigh in towards you as you energetically press that right knee away. Tuck the chin here as if you could flatten your back on the mat. And again, a gentle rocking if that feels good. Spend about 3 to 5 breaths on this side. Eventually you'll make our way to our other side, but take your time. Explore the posture. Tune into the sensations. Notice what's different when you practice in stillness or when you add a little dynamic movement. Releasing and switching at your will. Noticing if this side needs a little something different than the other. A lot of the times we forget to take notice of the subtle movements. We get into our routines, the same driving patterns, eating patterns, communication patterns, without really taking note if they're still serving us or serving those who are alongside us. So by paying a little extra attention to the different sides of our body in yoga asana class, we invite the awareness in our minds to bring that same attention and curiosity to our life outside of the asana practice. Gently release if you're ready with that side. Plant both feet. We'll take a little bridge pose. And I would recommend a supported bridge pose if you have a block or other prop available. Otherwise, just a normal bridge pose is just fine. Flattening the arms on the mat, walking the heels away or close in, whatever feels comfortable. And then slightly lifting the pubic bone so the space between your low back and the mat is filled in. Engage the inner thighs and lift the hips up off the mat. If you're taking the reclined version, the supported version, gently slip your prop underneath your sacrum. Find that just right spot that's keeping your back neutral, but the hips up. Palms can be face up or face down. Wiggling the toes and moving the ankles away or close in. Maybe you're going to allow the knees to splay open a little bit. If that feels good to open the hips. Maybe you lower the knees in towards each other. Maybe you take the traditional variation. Just find a good spot and spend about 3 rounds of breath here. Continuing to draw the awareness inward to how your body's feeling, what's coming up in your mind, what's swirling around in your chest. And when you're ready to release, we're going to bend at the elbows and bring the fingertips up. If you don't have a block underneath you, you can slowly release down, pressing into the triceps, the back of the arms. If you've got your block underneath you, lift the hips a little bit upward to remove that block, and then bring your little karate chop arms right back to where they are. Slowly lower the hips down towards the mat. Hug the knees in towards your chest. And then extend the legs long, reaching the arms up overhead, taking a big stretch. Inhale, make yourself long. And on an exhale, we're going to make ourselves into a little crescent moon. So just curving to one side, bringing both feet over one side of the mat and the arms over one side of the mat, a little C shape or banana asana, this is sometimes referred to. One last opportunity to breathe into that side body. Gently coming back to center. Realigning the spine, make yourself long, point the toes, reach up overhead. And then exhale, curve to the other side, trying to keep your hips where they are as your shoulders and the lower legs, the upper arms, curve to that side, breathing into the opposite side body. Inhale back to center. Exhale, hug the knees in towards your chest. Maybe a gentle rock left and right. And then lower the knees to one side. Extend the opposite arm out. One final twist. Full big belly breath in. Open mouth, exhale, let it out. And then bring the knees back to center. And drop them to the other side. Gaze over the opposite shoulder. One more big inhale here. Cleansing breath out. Coming back to center one more time. If there's any final postures, maybe a happy baby. And you don't even have to hold on to anything for happy baby. You can press the outer arms into the knees, squeeze them in, or hook the elbows around the knees if you still want that sensation of pressing down towards the mat. Any final postures. And we're going to end, as we do, with Shavasana. And feel free to take any creative license with it. Maybe legs up the wall, soles of the feet together. Maybe you use your props to make yourself a little more cozy. But take just a couple moments to find relative stillness. Although we may never be able to fully turn off the brain from thinking or distractions, we can learn to not engage. So even if Shavasana is difficult for you, practicing the physical part of not wiggling, embracing any sensations or the awkward silence, eventually will help train the mind to also surf the wavelengths in a smooth, focused, peaceful pattern. Feel the back body heavy against the floor. Begin to release the awareness of the breath, softening the belly, closing the eyes, softening the face. And I'll leave you here in this peace. Take your time.